Hey everyone, we're going to do another flat bottom football head today. In the vise we have a 3/8 ounce flat bottom football jig, and this one's got a 4/0 Gamakatsu 294 hook. Um, that's one of the reasons I wanted to show you is this one. Normally I go a little bit smaller on the hooks. Certain ones I don't, but uh, I do make it like this 3/8 ounce. Um, I use a 3/0 and a 4/0 interchangeably. Most of the time it's 3, but I do make them in 4/0. And since I've been doing these, um, I did half of them in the 3/0 and the other half I'll do in 4/0. So I wanted you to see that one. Uh, when I go up to like a half ounce, if uh, on a normal half ounce jig, I'm using either a 4 or a 5, but there are times where I go down with the 3. Um, and that's depending on the water I'm fishing. Um, Certain bodies of water, I'm better off with the smaller hook to make it more compact, and that has to do with the trailer. If I'm using a trailer on the smaller side, then I'm going to want to use that smaller hook. So that's all I have to say about that. So anyway, like I said, 3/8 ounce, 4/0 Gamakatsu 294. I'm not leaving a link to this paint because it no longer exists. This is the old uh, brown camo from fishing skirts, and they replaced it with a new one. So uh, this paint isn't even around anymore, and that's good because uh, the dozen of jigs that I just did in this color uh, kind of used it up, so I don't have any more of it left, which is why I used it and got rid of it. Um, so let's get started here. We got some brown 210 denier flat wax nylon, and um, that's kind of what uh, I'm calling this is rusty brown bug. Because of the colors that are in it, and the fact is the browns that I'm using kind of have a mix of like dark, light, and rust. So we're going to get our base started here. And cut off our tag. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is take a half tab, and that's what we're going with, 2.5 tabs of material, 3 colors. Um, this, we're using a tab and a half of this color, which this is chestnut brown half wire. This is a really neat color. Look at the hair on there. That must be cat hair. My kitty's been around here. She usually doesn't come in here, but she was this morning. The next color, we're using a half tab of this. This is, I don't know if it's rust brown or rusty brown, but it's rust brown Barb Wire. I'll leave, just like all the other videos, I'll leave links to the material in the description box. And then we have Nature's Edge Pumpkin. 3 different color, a light, a dark, and the rusty one. So we're going to start here. We're going to take a half a tab of this chestnut brown half wire, and we're going to tie it in. This you have to be very conscious of where your material lines up, because with that 4/0 hook, with this particular head, you put it a little too high and then the material's too short. So you got to be cognizant of where this is. In fact, I even got this a little bit too shallow. And if you want to check, just fold it over and see where it lines up at. And it's pretty good. Okay. Now we're going to tie the, and again, this is a half tab that I cut in half to make it easier to put in there. So I'm not struggling trying to spin it all the way around, like trying to you take one half tab and then get it all distributed. It's easier just to put in a couple strands on one side than it is to try to work that half tab all the way around. All right. Now we got our chestnut brown tied in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is Nature's Edge Pumpkin. And we're going to tie this in on this side. Now I'm not fully integrating all these colors, meaning I'm not like trying to layer them. I'm going to have a little bit of color separation, not a whole lot, but a little bit. And you could see, like, normally I would have took this Nature's Edge pumpkin, cut it in half, put half on this side, half on the other. But I'm not going to do that. I want the darker color to be on the bottom. So we're going to go with this rust brown Barb Wire, and we're going to put that on the back. We'll have the front has the Nature's Edge pumpkin, and the back will have this rust brown. This rust brown is a really nice color, by the way. It's got like this reddish tint to it. Looks pretty cool. And it works really good with all the other browns. Like just the brown pepper is a good one to use with this. Well, I guess there really is no bad one to use with the rust brown. I think you could use any shade of brown. And that's how I like to do things when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like if I'm tying just a straight green pumpkin jig, I like using like Nature's Edge green pumpkin and green pumpkin Barb Wire and maybe just green pumpkin pepper. Those three things, and they're all a little different shade. And now, like, you can get army green pumpkin. There's so much of this out in the market. The possibilities are endless. You just whatever you feel like, and whatever the fish tell you. And I know that color is just not the most important thing, but there are times, and we've talked about that before. So now I'm tying in the last color, which is a full tab that I cut in half of the half wire chestnut brown. And this one's not going to have any flash. Um, don't need it to on this one. I don't particularly. Uh, Browns are one of them. I shouldn't say them. One of those colors and the patterns with it. I occasionally use it, but when I'm mixing it with orange or something. But for the most part, like on regular, just plain brown, very seldom do I use flash. All right. Now what I'm going to do is, where are we at here? Take one of these little hair clippies. These are a really good deal. Um, I don't know if it was SDG or somebody that I saw that, because I used to take a little shoelace and sometimes a bread tie and just quick tie it up, and then I seen one of the guys on YouTube using the hair clip, and I thought, boy, that's really ingenious. So I decided to do it too. All right, now we're gonna whip finish this bad boy. Okay, one, two, three, four, and five. There's no rhyme or reason as to why the number of these I do. It's just whatever I feel like at that moment. Sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 6. I don't know. So, before we do anything else, we're going to take some Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails. I still didn't get down to Cabela's to get my water-based head cement. Get our big scissors here. Got our legs free. You know what would be a good flash if I was going to use flash on this particular one? Um, what I would use is black. I would use a black gunmetal Flashaboo would be perfect for this, because that has sort of like a brown tint to it, and it's more of a muted flash. So um, that would work. I could have used that on here. So now we're going to grow our weed garden here, and I'll show you what we have. I don't have a trailer for it at the moment, and I'm going to have to, I didn't dig any out. And like the trailer I showed you on the jig before this, the uh, Magic Craw Dark on that. Uh, the trailer I used was a chunk trailer, and I prefer chunk trailers. I think the profile is more important than the action when it comes to a jig. Um, Now, like a swim jig or something like that, you want that flapping, or you want that movement. But on this, I think more important than action is the profile, and I've always done well using chunk trailers. I just gotta get our skirt evened out a little bit here. I don't want it like perfect, but I do uh, want it so it's not completely out of whack. And there we have it. Our rusty brown bug. And you know what? With this flat-bottomed football head, you would think it was supposed to stand straight up like that, but in reality, I think it just more it lays flat, and when you pull, it comes up like this when you're stuck on a rock or something, or a piece of brush. Uh, but again, one of the things that I found really neat with this is it drags along the bottom really, really well. And I wasn't expecting that with the flat bottom. So there you have it. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.